You want to know what makes the final boss of Chained Echoes even sadder?
Hmm.
It also had 3 actions per turn, and it still wasn't able to really actually threaten me. I mean, it was able to get me low, but it doesn't matter if my character's got on low health. You need to kill them. That's how all of my characters were set up.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't actually put them down, that whether or not they're at 1 health or full health, it's pretty much it's a meaningless distinction. Because I can just bring the healer and get them all back to full. Or just have them hit you. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have gone out of my way to do a lot of that side stuff before the final boss. Or, or get my strongest weapons. Or go out of my way to get the strongest armor. Or do the hardest optional bosses to unlock the super boss. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Look, I didn't know how it would handle it. I wasn't sure if it'd be like, if it would be like, was it Dark Souls 1 that forces you into new game plot?
It's Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. I knew it was one of them. I knew it was either Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Why did I think it was Dark Souls?
Mm.
I don't know. I don't care. I wasn't sure if it was like Bloodborne, okay? Also, there is a New Game Plus. I'll have to look into whether or not that's actually worth doing. Because I did pretty much everything I wanted to. And I got as close to 100% was willing to get. Because I'm not going to be so pedantic as to get every single piece of treasure in every single map. And and grab every minor thing. I'm not wasting my time doing that. I'm not finding every little detail. I beat all the bosses. I got all of the strongest loot. I beat the game. I'm happy. So it's not like I want to go through it again to really see how things are. See if they change anything. And I don't really want to put myself in a hard mode. Because the game, like Dark Souls, it doesn't have a difficulty setting. Not when you start it, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
After you start the game, you can go into the menu and make things harder. You can adjust your stats, or you can adjust whether or not the enemies have more or you have less, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it so that your sweet spot bar is smaller. Basically, as you do actions, you build up a meter in the top, and if it's in a certain portion, all of your skills are half off.
Neat.
Mind you, every action will build it up, including the enemies punching you. And there are some characters who will really be hurt by not being in the sweet spot. Namely the Bard. At least if you play him like I did. And I would highly recommend playing him the way I did. He gets targeted a lot. Shockingly, the guy who's constantly playing music on the battlefield is the one who gets a lot of the enemy's aggro. He's an attention whore, what can I say? So yeah, he has two different armor types. He can either wear robes, and that will largely fix your mana problems with him. But how comfortable would you feel fighting monstrosities that really don't like you when in a magic robe? Especially when your other option is full plate mail. Personally speaking, I think if I'm going to be drawing that much aggro, I think I want the full plate. Which is how I played him. And he needed that extra health and durability. He got hit a lot. God, the enemies did not like him. They loved hitting him. Unironically, throughout the entire time that I was using, I was using the physical tank when I got him, they just ignored the tank. And he has built-in aggro drawing mechanics. No, they wanted the Bard. The Bard had to die. They were seldom successful, but they got close. But yeah, the super boss had 3 turns too. A lot of the things at the very end of the game had 3 turns per action, and yet I still didn't have that much difficulty. I had a harder time with the Red Riding Hood reference than the super boss. That feels really sad to say.
Yep.
I had to make a specific build for 2 of the characters to beat that thing. So basically the Red Riding Hood boss, she has 2 attacks. An attack that targets 2 of your teammates, and just drops them. It doesn't actually do damage to them. It just sets their health to 0. Which means you can't silver lining your way out of it. That's a passive ability that makes it so that you can't get 100 to 0'd. It's the guts effect.
Yep.
And then she has an AoE attack that sets your health from 100% to 1. Given her other attack, I didn't really care that much about that one. Because the difference between 100 and 1% was meaningless.
Yep.
So instead, I utilized Healer Girl's ability to just block an attack to make it so that she didn't die in one hit, and Thief Girl's ability to evade. I'm not going to pretend like I'm very fond of the evasion tank build. It takes a lot more babying than I like. For lack of better phrasing.
Yep.
Also, lack of consistency. You can't really get your evasion all that high.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the Red Riding Hood boss, there's a time limit. It's like 6 rounds-ish. Yeah, that made things a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
I, uh, I actually do kinda wish I delayed that one a little. Would have made things a lot easier. But yeah, that was one of the few bosses that actually team wiped me. Multiple times. At most, a boss was able to team wipe me, like, once. Maybe twice. I think she got me 5 times. Well, ironically, they stole Red Riding Hood right out of Raven's Watch.
Well, it's not that unique of a twist to make her a
No.
werewolf or a wolf of some kind.
Oh, she wasn't a werewolf.
Oh, it took the rogue type.
Yeah, rogue archetype, constantly assassinating me. She did summon a werewolf, though. It was a ghost werewolf. And a ghost grandma.
Huh.
The ghost grandma kept healing her. The ghost werewolf actually did an AoE attack that made her setting my health bar to 1 actually matter. Yeah, no, that one was actually a hard boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
That one I will call hard. Uh, the super boss, not so much. It was it was challenging. I mean, I had to work around some things, but at the end of the day, uh, Lene claimed its head.
Yep. Very nice design of the final boss for this one.
Which one?
Sending an image of it.
Okay. That is not a monster that I'm aware of. That's an Nergigante.
Yes.
You, you have enslaved a Nergigante.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with this. Um, so why has someone interbred Xenojiva with a butterfly?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Quite the look for a newborn, though.
Okay, but you've seen Xeno.
Xena was still fairly simple in terms of how it looked.
True, true. It did still kind of have an infantile feel.
Like the most infantile thing about this one are the four underdeveloped wings it still has.
4? Oh, that's what those are? Wow, I thought those were like jellyfish limbs. Those are wings?
They carry the exact same pattern as the actual wings, so honestly they just look way too much like small wings. So it is a bit of an assumption, but still,
Well,
I
yeah, but
imagine that they will fully grow over the course of this fight.
I yeah, this does kind of look like a newly hatched butterfly. Oh, there's a Kyle.
Yeah, one of the AI companions that they make you have.
You sound so thrilled about this.
The Archer ones have been exceptionally unhelpful.
They've been a bit hit or miss. I had to.
Anyone that either of the two that are specifically using a bow tend just to be pretty useless.
Why not
Thanks to the
use...
bow's charge mechanic, they always spend a turn doing that no matter what, before
Oh.
then actually doing something,
Mm. Yeah,
which
that...
means they will constantly be eating hits that they don't need to,
Yeah. Yeah.
or they just end up not really doing much of anything because they don't even make much of a payoff for that charge.
So do you
And then,
know
of
if
course,
the actual
well,
story is co-op or if it's just the post-game?
I don't know if the actual story is or not. We would have to actually check that.
Yeah, yeah, and
Or I could look it up. I'll look it up.
I was about to say, if you can just look it up, that's probably going to be a lot quicker than us finding out the hard way. Also, what do you think the actual likelihood is that we do slay the spire? The
I
sec,
think
the second
I
one,
think Slay the Spire 2 has a decent chance,
'cause
given the first one's just one of the all-time best for roguelikes.
really? Oh, that's concerning.
Just for not being way too over the top in how it's designed.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I did.
never asked too much for an actual run length.
True,
Pretty
true.
good randomness on it. Each
That's a
character actually
bonus.
has their own each character's their own play style.
Yep, yep.
They don't have overlap.
It's possible, but I'm gonna be honest.
Full release, decent sale. That's the only real thing that I would think of for it.
I didn't like Slay the Spire one.
Hmm.
The fact that I'll agree with popular consensus when it comes to Hades. I don't know about Hades 2, but everything I've seen on it has been a disappointment.
Okay, the story is not go up.
Why do they keep doing this?
On that end, I really can't even say because they could just make it so that the other player takes over the spot that the AI companions would be in. You technically aren't really alone for a vast majority of the story, so it wouldn't be difficult just to have an actual player taking it instead.
There's less of a reason for that to be the case in this than in baseline Monster Hunter titles. And there's not a whole lot of reason to not be able to co-op missions from the get-go in baseline Monster Hunter titles. Why do games keep doing this? Why? Why do they keep doing this?
An excellent question.
Whatever. Especially given how much of a slog some of these stories can be.
Yeah, nah. A lot of the actual plot events in this just suck to go through. They feel excruciating.
Like, let's be real here. I've gotten you to play World. You've now played both of these. Do you ever want to play a Monster Hunter game for the story?
No.
Yeah,
Like
me
stories
neither.
one is it I will at least say is it passable. It wasn't actively unpleasant at points to get through.
All right.
Just with certain cutscenes and characters.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to
But
assume that this one is a slog.
yeah, I want the story just to kind of be done.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of the impression I got. Well, I'll get around to it at some point. I've got I've got a fair amount of stuff right now, and I'm not really keen to start one, let alone two. And I have half a mind to refund one. Should probably get on to trying that out before I lose the ability to do that.
All right, the second set of wings have grown.
Yay! You're you're fighting the crossbreed between Xenojiva and the Moth boss in Dark Souls.
Oh, that looks bad.
The wings?
No, no, it's creating a giant death orb.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That would be bad. That would be very not good. Well, you have fun with that. I'm gonna start preparations.
Yep.